Hi everyone, and it is, what is it? It's like July 20th, and this is our 3-month anniversary on the Philly Odyssey.
We got on the ship on April 20, and we've been living here ever since, and plan to live here for a long time to come.
Very cool. All right, it's time for Gabbing with the Geeks, and I have
This is not our normal Sunday show where I've prepared a lesson. We have very little prepared. We're just looking for your questions and about anything. We expect that it'll mostly be about living on the ship, but you can ask us Google Photos or other computer issue technology questions as well. And yes, right. I see that Jolyn says that you hear us fine. We are on at Starlink, and there's not many satellites.
No, they don't put a whole lot of satellites where there aren't a lot of people. So
up this far.
But they're here, and we're here, and we're going to do our best. Okay, so hang in there, and we have some questions, or where are you going here? Where are we? That's the best question right now. We're in Alaska. Actually, we're in the Pacific Ocean, just south of Alaska, I guess. And we're kind of headed in the general direction of Homer, Alaska, and then we're going to Anchorage. A lot of people think that Anchorage is the capital of Alaska, but it's not. We've already been there. It's Juneau. So.
But look at this route. I mean,
pretty convoluted.
Most people that take an Alaska cruise, and we've taken an Alaska cruise once before, and it was what, like
7 days.
1 week.
Yeah.
From Seattle to Skagway and back.
Well, we stopped in a few places.
In Vancouver, actually. We got off in Vancouver.
That's
right?
true.
But so we started with Ketchikan on July 4, and now it's July 20, so 16 days. And we've hit all of these places and gone back and forth and back and forth. So we went to Ketchikan, we went to Juneau, we went to this cool place called Icy Straits Point.
Yeah. We were the only ship in port there, and it's by a little town called Hoonah, Hoonah, and most of the shops were closed. A couple of the restaurants were closed. I think there was only one close by that was open, and some of the folks had lunch there. It was really good.
But it was really pretty.
Oh, gorgeous.
Everything up here. And I mean, I used to live in Alaska, so I've been here. I know this, but it's still just overwhelming, the beauty of it. And then there's the glaciers. We went to Sawyer Glacier, Hubbard Glacier, and then College Fjord had 7 different glaciers?
Yeah, 7 major glaciers and a bunch of smaller ones, and it was absolutely gorgeous. They're the smartest glaciers in the world, according to the Wikipedia.
Harvard, Yale.
Yeah, Vassar, Bryn Mawr. They had the women's colleges on one side and the men's colleges on the other, but most of them are co-ed now. So, but back in 1898 when they started, they were all just yeah.
And in case you're not following our photo album, let me show you how you would get there.
Okay.
You would go to geeksontour.com, and right on the home page, there's this button that says Our Cruising Life. You click there, and there's links to all sorts of stuff.
The top one is, where are we now?
Where is the ship right now? Yeah, you'll see a map.
So, Sister Debbie, this is how you find out where we are, if you really care.
If at any point in time. But you go down a little bit, and you'll see Current Photo Album. Click there.
And you'll see, like, what, 3 or 4 pictures?
Yeah, 300 or 400.
Yeah. It's pretty cool that we have all of that stuff.
And when you get there, if you click on join, then you'll get notifications whenever we add something new. And we add something new almost every day.
Almost every day.
Well, if you go there, you will see pictures.
You will see pictures and more pictures and more pictures.
Okay.
All right, so again, we're on a ship depending on Starlink for internet, and it has been working pretty well for the most part. If you guys are seeing us, then you know that we're here, and it's really pretty good. But last week we had some issues, and it wasn't our fault. It wasn't the ship's fault. The provider had uploaded some updates somehow that, and I know it never happens to anybody out there, but you know, sometimes updates mess with other things, but they were diligent, they got right on it, and they worked very, very hard, and they got it fixed. And then they told us that all the satellite dishes and receivers were up and running, and yeah, but they're still doing some testing on it, and it's going. Apparently we just fell off, but we're going to keep going. We have some questions to go through, and we are going to continue. Even if we do drop completely, I don't know that we have, but
this will be recorded and available later
we'll make sure that it's up there.
If it's totally lost,
okay.
Yeah. And this, we did this at the different time in hopes that all of our main followers could join us, but I think this is a worse time for the fact that lots of other people
might
are
be
on it.
Using our internet.
Yeah.
Our internet, right?
It's just one for the whole ship, so
we all share it.
Okay, but let's try doing some questions. We had some questions come in via email, so I figured we'll deal with them first, and then we'll get to whatever questions you're posting in the live chat.
Okay. June asks, can medications be delivered to the ship? Are there facilities for blood testing?
And the answer is yes, but, you know, not like you are used to at home. Medications can be delivered to the ship. The Villa V Residence Company has a mailing address in South Florida, so you would tell your medical provider, your prescription company, to send them there. Then you need to communicate with the guy named Stan, who is in charge of the deliveries, and make sure that he knows that there's medications in there. They might need to have a copy of the prescription, and it still might take a while to get to you on the ship. But yes, you can have medications delivered to the ship. So they get mailed to South Florida, and then a shipment is all packaged up and sent to wherever the ship is at some future date. It could be a couple of months.
Yeah, so you have to prepare ahead. Absolutely. Now, there are pharmacies in all of the countries where we're visiting too. So some people have been able to procure their prescriptions in, say, Mexico, and that's another possibility.
Yeah, we've talked to some people who have traveled around the world for many years, and they say most countries, not all, but most, you can just take your bottle with the prescription label on it and they'll refill it. So, I don't know. I would be concerned, though, if I had to take a lot of medications. You know, are there facilities for blood testing? Yes, they can draw blood and do some of the minimal tests. I mean, glucose or something like that, I think they said. But probably a lot of tests you'll have to send it out to a lab.
And we're near labs regularly.
Just like doctors at home, you have to send it out to a lab, but it might be a little more difficult and take a little more time.
Okay, Kathy asks, I would like to know your opinions about using a VPN. Is it necessary, and when would it be the most valuable to have one? Well, we did talk about that in one of our shows earlier, and we say, my opinion, and it's based on a lot of research that I've done, is that you really only need a VPN for certain conditions. And one of those conditions is if, for instance, your bank or whatever expects you to be local and you're somewhere halfway around the world. You can use a VPN to make it seem like you are back at home, and they'll accept that information. The other thing is when you are, if you're on a corporate network, a lot of people here on board are remote workers and digital nomads, so they need to be connecting to their corporate networks. A VPN is the perfect way to do that. And the other thing is some streaming services don't allow you to be in certain countries. Well, actually, certain countries and geographical areas that don't allow the streaming to happen in their areas. So you can make it seem like you're back home and those streaming services will work. You need to be aware that sometimes that might even mess up your terms of service. So it might be against the terms of service to use a VPN to fool Netflix, for instance.
But some people think that you're supposed to use a VPN all the time for security. And yes, it does add a layer of security, but at a cost.
Right. It uses more bandwidth, and typically it's going to slow you down, because the way a VPN works is the signal goes from you to the VPN. The VPN seems to, or makes some switching to make it seem like it's coming from a different geographical area, and then it goes on to the internet. Now, your encryption is only, or the VPN's encryption is only between you and the VPN. Once it goes to the other side of the VPN, it's just like you were doing it normally. Now, we don't worry about it. We don't use a VPN.
We don't.
All of our connections are going to be secure and encrypted from our device here, our computers, our smartphones, whatever, through the internet, through our Starlink and the Wi-Fi on the ship, to the financial institution and back. That's HTTPS. Now, you find that all over the internet now. It didn't used to be that way. So that there was these security issues of somebody sniffing the Wi-Fi packets and being able to see your usernames and passwords. That does not happen anymore.
Yeah, so we don't use a VPN, but there might be a situation sometime when we will, to pretend that we're somewhere else. And if we do, we will be using either Surfshark, which is recommended by our friends from Gone with the Winds, or another good one we've heard about is NordVPN.
It has really good reviews on it.
And Proton.
And Proton's another one. Now, we would not consider using one of the free VPNs that are out there, because you don't really know what they're doing with it. So, because all of your traffic is going through the VPN.
So they could be stealing your stuff.
You need to trust this stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Detlef wants to know, I want to use Snapseed to edit a photo sent to me from a friend. The photo is on my computer. How do I get it to a mobile device for editing? This is yours, Chris.
Yeah, this is mine. Okay. So, yeah, Snapseed is a fabulous photo editor. It's free by Google, but it only works on mobile devices, on your phone. And we've done lots of tutorials on it. If you go to our website and search for Snapseed, you'll find all those tutorials. So how do you get the photo from your computer to the phone? The easiest way is with Google Photos. I mean, I know that Detlef uses Google Photos, so if he just uploads the photo from his computer to Google Photos, now it's available on your phone in Google Photos. And Google Photos has access to Snapseed, and you can edit it there, and then it's saved in Google Photos. Go back to the computer, get it from Google Photos, download it back to your computer. You know, yeah, it's a little bit convoluted, but using Google Photos, it's really pretty easy.
And Snapseed is so cool.
Snapseed is wonderful, yeah. Yeah, I don't use it as much as I used to because Google Photos has gotten some better editing tools, but sometimes I still use it.
Donna wants to know, I like the tip about connecting iPhone to TV with HDMI cable, but I bought an off-brand cable and it didn't work.
Now,
we have one of those.
Yeah, an off-brand cable?
That doesn't work.
That doesn't work?
Well, it needs a third party, or it has to have its own software because...
Well, she did go on and say that she got this other software, but it still didn't work, and she noticed that that the software had a
Bad
one-star
review. Yeah, so you got to look at that kind of stuff. If you buy the one, now it is more expensive. It costs like $40 or $50 for the one from Apple branded adapter. Yeah. Now most of the new Apples, all the new Apples devices have a C connector on them. So there are all kinds of new ones, but it was the old Lightning adapter, the one that we ran into problems with, because we still have one iPad that uses the Lightning adapter.
But also, I mean, good for you to suspect the cable. That probably is the reason. But it's also possible that it could be your TV. Not all TVs will do this.
Right, and she specifically said she has an Apple device. The other thing is Android devices, not all Android phones will work with this. In fact, my Pixel 9 will not work with the adapter to go to the HDMI.
And in case you're wondering, what is this tip that she's talking about to connect my phone to the TV and play something on the TV? Video 927.
Yeah, check it out. Okay, Bill wants to know, can you avoid Starlink buffering by using a wired Ethernet cable or limiting connections in other cabins? That's a great question. The buffering that happens typically is because our whole system is dropping. And if we were to connect with Ethernet, that would not solve that issue. There are Ethernet connections up in our business center that people can plug their computers into if they have an Ethernet connection or adapter, and get this straight to the system and bypass the Wi-Fi. We've found that the Wi-Fi has been very solid for us, but not always.
And we don't have an Ethernet capability in our room, right?
Right. Our television is connected via a Ethernet cable, and Bill asked if we could put a switch in there. A switch is like a hub where you plug it into one, and then you have 4 or 5 or more outlets. We're not supposed to add internet pieces to the network on board the ship. It's not our network, it's their network, and they're the ones that have control over it.
All right.
Let's see, there are a couple of questions here,
yeah.
So let me stick those up there. Kate Holmes says, let's see, on my iPhone 16, what's the difference
between message and SMS? And do I need to know that?
Yeah, that's
Is
a
it a
question.
choice when sending text? Yes. SMS stands for either simple message system or short message system. And it is the original texting method, and it uses the voice channel of your connectivity, of your service provider. The messages uses data, so either your Wi-Fi or your mobile data from your provider. So yeah, it is different, and the messages is much more common these days to be able to use it over data, not requiring your provider's voice connection.
Okay.
Any more on there? I think there were a couple more, weren't there?
Let's see.
Looking
for the questions here.
Oh. Hi, everybody.
Yeah. Jolin's here.
So Jolin wants to know about Google Photos memories, those special things that appear up at the top of your mobile devices. I think it's gone away from the computer version. So once they've scrolled off, where do they go? And that's changed too, but good idea, Jolin. I'll make a video on that. And I think I did cover how to save one. Let's see if I can show that.
She said she did it on a website, but can't find it on her Pixel 9. Okay, here you go.
Okay, so the memories we're talking about is this at the top, So if I say, I really like this one from 17 years ago, and you want to save it, you can tap the share button, and then you can share just the one photo or select all. Select all and share as photo, or you can share as video. So that's kind of cool. That'll include the music and they will go from slide to slide, and then you just tap share again and who you want to share it to. Now, if you just want to save it for yourself, then that's the 3 dots and add to an album all items in this memory, or only this, so all items in this memory, and then you would create a new album. So you would save that group of images in a new album. And yes, Jolyn, thank you. I will make a video about that. And I'll research how to find the old ones.
Okay. Let's see. I thought there was another one in here.
That was just,
that was this
it.
one. Okay.
Yeah. Cruise ship life. It's very easy to identify our top 3 questions. We get asked all the time. The number 1 question is, how much does it cost? And we have dealt with this before. If you go to that page, geeksontour.com/cruising, you will see a lot of stuff. And one of our blog posts is just life on a cruise ship, and we deal with that question right away. But you may have seen the CBS show yesterday, and they ended by saying $11,000 a month. No. I mean, it ranges from $2,000 to maybe somebody with the most expensive cabin on the ship might be paying $11,000 a month. We pay $5,000 for the 2 of us, and that covers all our food, all our port costs, our portion of just running the ship, and the travel. It includes our Wi-Fi, and it includes your first medical visit for any issue. It's just wonderful. Now, in addition to that monthly fee, we did pay $170,000 up front to purchase the right to stay in this cabin for 15 years. So that's how much it cost. And that is completely different from the one other cruise ship that is doing this, where their minimum fee to join is $15 million.
Yeah, it's a little out of our range.
At least from what I've read. So this is the first affordable residential cruise ship.
And the only one that's sailing that's affordable.
That's affordable, yeah.
There are plans out there. We know there are plans, so maybe one day down the road there'll be, and this company is planning on getting some other ships and getting them going too. So that should be fun.
But yeah, this is a brand new concept, and there's a lot of kinks to be worked out.
Yeah, the internet being one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
How is the food?
The food is good, and sometimes it's very, very good. I saw some comments in our WhatsApp groups that were just really loving the food. So, and we have different chefs on at different times, and right now Victor, our chef, is working really hard to make all this stuff work. We've been at sea for quite a few days here, so we have not been able to reprovision, and that's been an issue. So once we get to Homer and Anchorage, we're looking for some other foods.
They ran out of smoked salmon. We're in Alaska.
But they can't just throw a line over the side and catch some salmon and bring it on board.
But they did have salmon.
Yeah, they had salmon, and they made their own gravlax, which is a brining process with brine and herbs, and they can't smoke it on board, but they did this, and it was delicious. It still is delicious. We had some this morning for breakfast.
So yeah, they ran out of it, so they made their own. I mean, they're
very creative. They know what they're doing,
and they work very hard.
They do. It's great.
How do you get your mail? That was often the first question that people asked us when we lived in an RV also. How do you get your mail?
Well, we do it the same way that we did it when we were on our RV. There's several companies. We use one in Florida called St. Brendan's Isle, and it's a mail forwarding company. They started out doing crew on ships and yachts and things like that to get the mail to those people, and then they found out about the RV world and they embraced the RV world. So that is where our domicile is. So our driver's licenses are there, and we vote from there, and different things like that. That's where we pay taxes, same as when we were in the RV. Now when we got the townhouse in Fort Lauderdale, we changed our personal residence to Fort Lauderdale, and we kept the St. Brendan's Isle for the business. So we've kept that, and we've had it for a number of years now, and it works really well. They take a picture of all of your mail when it comes in, and you can look at it on the web. If it's something important, they are bonded and insured, and they can open up that mail and scan it and fax that to you, or you can
fax.
What's that?
Email.
They'll email that.
Email a PDF of it to
They
your
can also
picture.
fax it. That was one of the things that they did, and then you can deal with it that way, or you can have it forwarded. They'll also shred junk mail for you. You don't have to do that. So typically we'll forward the mail that we want to receive, the physical mail, to a post office box in Pembroke Pines, where the headquarters of Villa V is, and they will put it together and get it to the ship.
So if you're looking for physical mail delivered to you, my answer of how do you get your mail is very slowly.
Yeah, just like your Amazon packages.
But you do get it.
It will get here, and we've already gotten a couple of deliveries while we've been on board in the past few months.
Now, I saw one new question on the...
Oh, of course.
Where'd it go? Yeah. How many of you watched the CBS show that aired yesterday, Saturday morning, on CBS Saturday morning? It was about the Villa V Odyssey, and they interviewed several people that we now know.
Yeah, we met the reporter and his photographer the first day they came on board. Nice guys. They did a great job of reporting. However, the studio anchors for the show made a couple of mistakes, and not everyone on board is retired. That's crazy. We're not retired. We're still doing work, and other people are still doing work and school, and we have a college professor on board who's presenting her courses remotely, and we have some students who are taking classes and that kind of stuff. So yeah, where will you go? We will go all the way around the world as many times as we can in the time that we're on board. We talked about medical issues out there, and how long will we live here until we get off. That's our plan. We had said typically we do things in 7-year increments somehow, and so that's twice around. If we do that, then we'll decide along the way. We'll see a lot of cool places. We might find places that we might want to stay, get off the ship for a while, and then come back. Who knows? We're not sure yet. But 15 years is what we bought into, and we can take it all or take off sometime. So we're just going to hang around here for a little bit to see if anybody comes on.
See if anybody notices.
See if
and
anybody
rejoins
notices
us.
and rejoins with us. So, but we're recording here, and we're talking about cruise ship life, and we'll see how that goes.
And I can just put up some photos
While
if
we're
that's
waiting.
working.
Yeah, nobody's here yet, but
There we go.
it's only been 30 seconds.
Yeah. So this is.
Hey, there's Michael.
Hey, Michael.
Good to see you. Good morning.
Oh, this is your video. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun to watch that buffer.
And I. Oh, no. You're not
Okay.
playing the sound, right?
No, I don't have the sound.
Has
Yeah.
been automatically lowered.
Yeah, the internet connection here in Alaska has not been what we normally expect to see, and it's not been our experience. We've had some lowered bandwidth issues, but it's always continued. So I'm not sure what the deal is, but yeah.
Well, and we are still at sea, and it's a Sunday morning. People are probably relaxed in their rooms, and everybody's
Using the internet.
using the internet. So
This video here, this was the college fjord and the glaciers. That's the Harvard glacier there, I think. That's the Harvard glacier, and we even saw some calving there. It was pretty cool.
we got up real close.
Yeah.
The captain just kind of kept inching forward. I'm sure he got right up to the absolute limits of what is allowed.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Well, we have a few more people on. Go ahead and put something into the chat there so we know that you're here, who's watching, and where you're watching from, maybe.
And if you do have any questions,
And if you have any questions, we are here. She's here to answer your questions. So up there, we can do that for you. But this was a lot of fun. This is a fjord. There's a calving that happened where the ice falls off the face of the glacier into the water and makes all of these little washes and icebergs. That's where icebergs come from. Yeah,
there weren't any people on the lounge chairs on the sun deck. I wonder why.
I just can't imagine why they would not be up there. That would be, yeah.
It was like 40 degrees. Coming through loud and clear.
Okay, Bill Jordan from Pittsburgh. Okay.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Doug, in Ontario. Hey, things are doing well here. Okay, so do you want to continue on with your... Oh, yeah. It's a little chilly. Today it's about 56 out there. The sun's sort of trying to peek through.
It is supposed to warm up.
Yeah.
We will be in port tomorrow. We will be in Homer, Alaska. And yeah, maybe we should probably try to limit these live streams for port days because a lot of people are off the ship then.
Yeah, and we have the possibility of using cellular data instead of the Starlink. As we get around to the other side of the world, we're headed towards Japan in a couple of weeks here. We'll be in Japan, and we expect that there'll be much better coverage over there. So
As we head back south.
as we head back south, yeah,
Oh,
we're
in
using
fact,
Starlink here.
I took a screenshot of the Starlink coverage.
Yeah. And you have to find it.
Yeah. I put it in that album, didn't I? Yeah, there it is. So.
Yeah, can you zoom in on that
And
a little
Alaska is right. So we're right up here.
bit? And there's
very few.
yeah.
But that still doesn't. I mean, it has been working great. You know, even up here.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Was there any discussion of the earthquake in Alaska this past week? Well, we were not very close to it. The earthquake was centered quite a bit west of where we are and north. But it didn't even cause a ripple that we could notice. But a tsunami, if you were at sea on a ship, you're not going to be affected by it. It's only in the shallower areas. Yeah, yeah. Even if there was, now they move very fast, and it's like dropping a pebble into a pond that ripples out, and you see those ripples. But when they get up to the shore, that's when they build up and they can become dangerous. So usually, if a ship is in port and they get a tsunami warning, if they can, they'll get out to sea. So that's the plan. But even this one, they degraded the tsunami warning. They put the warning out there just in case, because there was a tsunami, but it turns out that it wasn't going to be a dangerous tsunami. And as far as we know, there was no damage.
It was
at all.
A 7.2 earthquake, though, which is a big one.
Yeah.
Not as big as the one I experienced, though, and I gave a talk about it. Hopefully you've seen the blog post or the YouTube video about that talk when I was living in Anchorage, Alaska on Good Friday, 1964, when a 9.2, the largest ever recorded in North America, earthquake hit. And I gave a talk about my memories of...
Yeah, it was pretty interesting, and it's uploaded there. You can watch that. Doug has a question here. I want to make a photo album from a make a photo book from a Facebook album to include captions. Which option is best? Facebook has their own, or there are some third parties that will take your Facebook pictures and do something with them, but I don't know how easy or hard it is to do that.
We've done a couple of them, and they're great. Yeah. So if your photos are already in Facebook, I would think the Facebook photo book is the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then I think you can also get that in PDF format, and if you do, you can do some manipulations and some editing, and that. But it sounds like a lot of work to me. Yeah. And
Google Photos can do a book out of an album, but it does not automatically include the captions. You would have to do that manually. You can enter your captions, and you can copy and paste from things you've already done, but
it's not the same.
Yeah, and I have a video on that.
Somewhere. Yeah. Laura says we're back. Yeah. Yay. And you're in Gillette, Wyoming at
must be at the rally.
At a rally. Yeah, we miss our rallies, but we'd rather be doing this, I think. I know. That was, yeah. But you're still working, so good on you. All right. Anybody else? Got a few more people watching.
So just a reminder, if you didn't get to see this on our Crashed episode, if you want to know anything about what we're doing now, where we are, where we're going, how it's working out, you just go to geeksontour.com and click on Our Cruising Life. And here is a link to anything you want to know. Where the ship is right now. The Google My Map of our journey. Oh, I know what somebody asked. They asked if you could rent out your cabin, or if you wanted to join, can you rent somebody else's cabin? And yes, I have something right. To rent a cabin for yourself, here's one link where you can choose segments or date directly from Villa V, and here's another link where you can rent from owners. So an entrepreneurial spirit has set up a business that owners can say, I'm going to be off the ship for this period of time. Will you list my cabin? And here's what I'm going to charge. So you can get all the events. It's a very nice website. So check it out. There's the link. If you want to see our photo album, it's right here, current photo album. And if you keep scrolling down, you'll see our blog post. And here is Chris Gives a Speaker's Corner talk about Alaska. So anything you want to know, it's all here. And if it's not here, you can put a comment, and we will answer the comment and add it. All right, so No other questions?
I don't see any.
Shall we go back to any? Or what I was thinking of doing is showing a couple of pictures and how to edit them with Google Photos. Or
not.
yeah. Well, how about just this one? Because it's kind of my pet peeve. My pet peeve is people who post crooked photos because it is so easy.
If you have an internet
All
connection.
right, let me do it on the phone. Oh, frozen again. 1021. No, okay. So in Google Photos, and I have an album all set up with these. And here is a nice photo of Jim and a sunset. But what's wrong with that picture? It's crooked. I mean, are you one of those that walks into a room and sees a picture hanging on the wall crooked and you have to go over there and straighten it? Well, I feel that way about digital photos that are shared. It is so easy to fix. Every phone has this capability, whether you use Google Photos or not, but here's how you do it in Google Photos.
I have to straighten that phone.
Okay, well. See? Exactly. You tap Edit, and then it's the Crop and Rotate tool. Crop. And then see this little 0 point? As soon as you touch your finger on that, a grid appears on the picture. So you can just move it left and right until the horizon lines up with the grid. Now, isn't that better? Or what? You know, do not post crooked pictures. Fix them.
Or else.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna leave that as a sample for later. And then another one. Now, cropping. A picture is almost always better by getting closer to the subject with cropping. So I'll edit this. And first I'm going to just brighten it and make it look a little bit better by just tapping dynamic. That's the one shot. That's kind of like the old Picasa, I'm feeling lucky. People want to know about that. And then I'll crop to get closer to the life ring so that you can read that it says Odyssey. But now there's one other thing. I want to get rid of this black box on the right hand side. Now that's something special to Google Photos. It's under Tools and it's called Magic Eraser. So I tap that. I highlight, I just kind of circle. Oops, didn't get it. I can zoom in so I can circle it better. Well, okay, so I can get some more. But when you go zoom back out, it still looks better than the black box. And that's a better picture now. All right. Oh, Detlef.
He's back.
Better late than never.
We were aware that our connection went down, and we continued this Gabbing with the Geeks. This was supposed to be between you and us, so it wasn't as structured. But we continued to record, and then we can post that up to YouTube as one of our regular shows.
It'll be a different link, but it's complete.
It's complete. So, but here we are. It's almost 11 o'clock in our time zone. I don't know what it is in yours, but yeah.
And yeah, sorry, it is not too early for champagne.
No.
Mimosa. Think of it as a mimosa.
That's right.
And we deserve it, especially when we crash and burn.
It hasn't happened for a long time. It's
time.
really kind of disconcerting, but and you know, we knew that it was taking a chance, especially being out at sea where we are. We're on a shared network here on the ship, so a lot of people, I'm sure, are doing, you know, they're in their own rooms watching us here.
Oh well.
Or probably not. But you guys came back, and we're glad to see you. We'll stay on for a couple of minutes if you want to put in. It was very easy to get to the chat. Okay.
Good.
Great.
Good.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're not doing a backstage pass today, but maybe we'll just schedule a separate backstage pass sometime when we're in port before we leave Alaska. So that'll probably need to be Anchorage. We're kind of busy in Anchorage, though.
Yeah, we're going to take a flight scene.
Yeah, we're going to go up in a float plane.
It should be fun.
My family had a float plane when I lived here back in the 60s, so I want to see if I get any deja vu.
Yeah. Okay, Jerry says he just happened to log into YouTube, and there we were live. So it's that kind of stuff that we get people back on and get to see you, or you get to see us. But we really appreciate you. What Chris was talking about with the Backstage Pass, that's a benefit of Geeks on Tour membership. And if you are a paid Geeks Premium member, you'll get an email from Chris when we have these Zoom meetings. It's a Zoom meeting that we do after all of our regular broadcasts. And so, yeah, Detlef's asking if we got his email question with a Snapseed question.
Yes, and we answered it while we were not live, apparently.
Basically, the best way that Chris thinks it should be done is bring that picture into Google Photos.
Then it's available on your phone, and so is Snapseed. And once it's saved in Google Photos, you can go back to the computer and download it.
Yeah.
There are lots of ways to get your pictures from computer to phone, but since you use Google Photos, it's the easiest.
Jolin wants to know the best way to contact us, Gmail, website, or chat. It's really the best way to contact us normally would be email, because that we have a record of it. We see our emails and that kind of stuff. But during the show, there's too many other things going on, and we're thinking about it. So if you send us an email while we're doing a broadcast, we may not see it right away. We do check all of the chat while we are on. So, yeah.
But if what you want to tell us about is that we've crashed, the chat isn't working on our. We won't see.
We won't
your
see
chat.
that chat.
So yeah, either an email or a text message, which will pop up a notification on our phones. And as I say,
Yeah.
I do try to look at that.
Yeah.
So.
Because she's not doing as much as I am while we're. And if you believe that, so Laura's on the road in our new little Navion.
Oh, cool.
So that's a super or a
Cool. They used to travel in a big Class A. Yeah.
A B plus, I guess, is the Navion. They're beautiful little RVs, and
wonderful.
Yeah, that's cool. So, yeah, but if you need to contact us and you don't know our email address, then the contact us on our website. We check those regularly.
That just comes to our email, our Jim and Chris at geeksontour.com.
Right, so you can email us.
Okay, I think we're going to call it a day.
I'm ready for champagne.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you
and
all.
we will do this again sometime.
Okay.
About memories, yes. And the bottom line, Jolin, is thank you. I will do a video on that. That would be a good thing.
Yeah, there are a couple of ways to save them.
And we will, since we did record it, we will post it, won't we?
Yeah. We'll use that.
Yeah, we will post later today the part that happened during the outage.
Laura says it's a C class.
A C, oh, okay.
Yeah. A small C. A little C instead of a capital C.
All right.
All right.
I don't have an ending slide or anything.
All right, no ending slides. We're out of here. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being so patient with us. And we'll see you next time. So stay tuned. We will do this again. We're gluttons for punishment. All right. Take care now. Be safe.